Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever you're doing. So, we're going to talk about failure. Now, I've talked about success and I talk about failure. I talk about failure more because we learn more from failure. And I had a business that failed. I was a Lyft driver in 2017. I was a Lyft driver for a year and I was good. I had business cards. Every day I made money. My favorite Lyft driving story is one day I wanted Chinese food, but I didn't have enough money for Chinese food. So I turned on my Lyft app, and I got 2 rides, and I got $30, and I used it to get Chinese food. That's my favorite Lyft story. One of them. I got a lot. But the business failed and the car died. And it was because the reason why every business died. Poor capital, poor planning, and not asking for help. And that's the major one. It took me a long time to realize that I have to ask for help. I've mentioned my wife more often than not, and she was with me during the time. And I have a horrible male pride. Terrible male pride. That I think I can do everything on my own. I'm manly. I can do it. Bullshit. Crap. Lie. Not true. I was trying because my wife left me. I had the 2 kids. And I was trying to save the house. And I was working 3 jobs. And I was trying to make sure I paid the mortgage and get everything like that. And have a good time and make sure there was food on the table. And I did everything possible. And I was Lyft driving, and I had a setup where I worked as a valet driver from 7 a.m. to 3, and I would drive to the Philly airport at 4, and from 4 to midnight, I was Lyft driving, and I was making money. I was also killing the car. I heard the brakes dying. I heard everything dying. The tires. But I did not put money into the car. I didn't stop to calculate, to budget. I did everything by the seat of my pants. I didn't write down one thing. I didn't write down how much I made. I didn't write down how much I got. I didn't write down how much gas I used. I didn't keep track of anything. I bought food, sent money out, put gas in my car, and back. Jesus, I blew it. I had a viable business. I had business cards. I had tip jar. I would buy candy for my passengers. I would get 4 stars every day. But I didn't sit down, do the math, and figure out what I needed to keep everything in tip-top shape. And I did not invest 1 extra nickel in that car. And the car died. And I lost everything. Car became impossible to repair or keep for the viable business. And if I had just done the maintenance, if I just had done the budget, if I just sat down, if I asked for help, if I told my wife, honey, I can't figure this out, I'm in over my head, she could have sat me down and told me how to do it. She would work for me. Now, I'm not saying that my wife, although she is super intelligent, that the fact that she's super intelligent would have helped. Another pair of eyes, another calmer person, a person that had distance, that wasn't thinking emotionally about it, that actually took the time and consideration, another point of view. My mother could have helped me. Not financially, but by saying, okay, you have A, B, and C. You need to be A, D, and D, A, B, D. How do we do it? What do you do? What do you make a day? You don't need money from somebody for them to help you. You need advice. You need their knowledge. My mother is one of the most knowledgeable people on the planet besides my wife. She has all this knowledge because she's lived on this planet for over 70 years. And she's learned. She went to college. She's had numerous jobs. She's helped my father when my father was alive with his business. If I had simply just stopped and asked for assistance, not money assistance, just how do I do this assistance, that Lyft business would probably still be going and probably be a success. But I didn't. My own male pride for things and not asking for help, I wound up losing everything. Of course, eventually you get it back. But I could have saved so much time and effort and frustration and anger and upset and crying by just listening, doing the budget, looking for help. There are so many things these days that business would have been more profitable than ever being a Lyft driver. With car warranties and payment plans and improving my credit score and getting new tires every 6 months so I wouldn't get a flat and wound up. I got a flat tire. I could not afford it. I was stuck on the side of the road with passengers. That's not a good credit score. It's not a good review score. I knew how to make money Lyft driving, and I loved to drive. But my mental capacity and not asking for help and assistance is what sunk me. So the bottom line is that could have been a success, could have been helpful, and it was a success financially. I mean, I made money every day, but it was allocating the funds and doing budgets and getting assistance and figuring out what matters most. That's the important thing. So that's why it failed. So I hope you learned something from this. Make sure to get my book, Coffee and Cash, Chris Alexinas, Alexinas. New book, Missing Treasure, Maturans only, but still great book with great advice. Follow my Twitter, Risky6877. Get all my referrals. And also make sure to download Atlas Earth, my favorite, and make the money because it's one of the few that actually do make money consistently. I have proof. And enjoy your day.